What do you call someone that flies without wings?
Me and Chris played against each other in high school for 3 years, and I always kind of wondered what it was like to play with him because he was a good player. He used to get triple doubles in high school, led his team to a FCI championship. So when it came down to making a decision for college, he was actually here on my official visit, so it made it that much easier to me to Sacred Heart. And just playing with him for just going into our fourth year of being together, third year playing together. It's like we're like brothers on the court. We know what each other does and what we like to do. We got certain signals for when one person wants to go back door, where we want the ball. We kind of have that feel for each other on the court, and it's just been fun. It's like my big brother, on and off the court. It's just been great.
It's a good learning experience. I get to learn a lot because he's been around the block for a little bit. He teaches me a lot throughout practice and just watching how hard he works on and off the court. Let you know what it takes to be good. On the court, he's vocal. He's a real vocal guy. He's always loud and makes sure that you can hear him. And he leads by example. He just outworks. He works hard. When the coaches get in him, he takes it as constructive criticism and just keeps working. And if the coaches can push him, then that means the coaches can push anybody.
Due to the fact that Coach Latina, the head coach of the men's basketball team, was too busy to sit down and talk to me about Chris, I got a chance to catch up with Chris Evans himself and learn a little bit more about him as I spoke to him.
Actually, it was my sophomore year. We were warming up in Norwalk, Connecticut. Again, I mentioned that already, which is funny. But I didn't think anyone saw it, honestly. I dunked in warm-ups, and I looked around. My teammates were like, what happened? You know what I mean? I was all hyped. I think one or two people saw it, and then I went up and did it again, and everybody was hyped for me. Finally, I started to look a little athletic. It took 15 years. Well, it was actually scary for me. I was a late bloomer as far as athleticism, like I just said. I thought my junior year was going to be a breakout year for me, and that's a big year for basketball players. I played football and basketball, and actually got hurt. I tore my meniscus my junior year in football, and actually had to wear 2 knee braces in basketball. But it hurt my recruiting a lot. I didn't really know what was going to be next, and then someone mentioned to me prep school, which I thought would be an option because after my senior year, I could do what's called the post-grad year at another school, a private school, and it'll give me another summer to get recruited for college and whatnot, and hopefully get a buzz around Connecticut. The prep school I went to was called Taft. It's out in Watertown, Connecticut. Honestly, I didn't know much about prep school. I started to hear more about it my senior year because friends started to know that I wanted to go. I got lucky enough to have a guidance counselor who was friends and played softball with the athletic director and the basketball coach at Taft. To make a long story short, the Taft coach came to 2 of my games at Stanford High my senior year, and then we had a few meetings, and he wanted me to come up to Taft and take a visit and meet some of the deans and whatnot and see if I liked the school. I went up there, did a few meetings face to face. I liked the school. I liked what I was hearing as far as opportunities and being close to home still. I knew I didn't have to go to a big time St. Thomas More or South Kent prep school because I played for a good AAU program and I would get exposure in the summer. Well, when Sacred Heart started recruiting me, it was that summer after my senior year before Taft. They were one of the first schools to really show me love. I saw Coach Latina, Coach Kidd, pretty much everywhere I played in the summertime, even when it was camps during the live season. I talked to Coach Latina a lot in the summertime, and when I was at Taft, actually last year for my post-grad year. I couldn't think of many flaws of going to Sacred Heart, you know what I'm saying? I was weighing out the positives and negatives, and there were so many positives. And Coach Latina said something to me about a week before I committed to Sacred Heart. He said, if you're like the grass where you're staying at, why look if it's greener on the other side, you know what I mean? And I like so much about Sacred Heart because I was close to home. I got a little brother at home who I wanted to be around, and I'm a family dude, so I like to be close to my parents and have them come to all my games that are home and the ones that are tri-state area at least. So everything worked out pretty much. I like to think I'm more like an all-around player as far as trying to stuff the stat sheet, like not just doing a lot in one area, not just scoring but passing as well, getting other people's shots, getting some rebounds, playing defense, helping in the little areas, and me being an experienced player and an older player on our team this year, I think it's big that I take more responsibility in a little bit of everything. Before the ball tipped off, I'm thinking in my head, at the end of this game, I want the opposing coach to be upset for not recruiting me a few years ago.
I'm Kashada Spence, and this is Sacred Heart Sports News.